In 490 BC, the most powerful empire on Earth sent an invasion force across the sea to wipe a single city off the map. What happened next would decide the fate of Western civilization in a single afternoon. The empire was Persia, the largest, richest, most feared power the world had ever seen. And its king, Darius I, wanted revenge. Years earlier, the Greek city of Athens had dared to help other Greek cities rebel against him. According to legend, he ordered a servant to repeat one sentence to him every single day. "Master, remember the Athenians." He wasn't going to let it go. So he sent his army across the Aegean Sea. And the Persians had already shown exactly what defiance would cost. Before reaching Athens, they captured the city of Eretria, burned its temples to the ground, and dragged off its people. Athens knew precisely what waited for them if they lost. A former tyrant of Athens, an old exiled ruler named Hippias, was sailing with the Persian fleet. He wanted his throne back, and he personally guided the invaders to the perfect landing spot, a flat, open plain called Marathon, just 26 miles from Athens itself. Now here's where it gets almost unbelievable. Athens sent out roughly 10,000 soldiers. A small nearby city called Plataea, one that Athens had helped in the past, sent nearly everyone they had left to fight beside them, about 1,000 men. That was it. That was the entire army standing between Athens and destruction. Modern historians estimate the Persian force at somewhere between 20 and 30,000 men, hundreds of ships, elite archers, cavalry, a war machine that had crushed kingdom after kingdom. Desperate, the Athenians sent a professional long-distance runner named Phidippides on a mission that sounds almost impossible. Run to Sparta and beg for help. He is said to have covered roughly 150 miles in about 2 days. When he arrived, exhausted, the Spartans said yes, they would help, but not yet. Religious law, they claimed, forbade them from marching until the moon was full. Athens was on its own. For days, the two armies stared at each other across the plain, neither side attacking. Then finally, the Athenian generals made their decision. And what they did next was daring and completely unconventional. Their commander, Miltiades, ordered something strange. He deliberately weakened his own center, stretching his line thin right down the middle, while stacking overwhelming strength on both wings. On paper, it looked dangerously exposed, but the unusual formation would soon reveal its strength. When the order came, the Greeks didn't wait to be shot to pieces by Persian arrows. They charged across the open ground, breaking into a run as they entered the deadly range of Persian arrows, closing the distance in heavy bronze armor. The Persians reportedly thought they had lost their minds. Nobody attacked like that. It looked suicidal. It wasn't. The charge cut down the time the Greeks spent exposed to incoming arrows, and when the two sides finally collided, something the Persians had never faced hit them. Heavily armored men in tight formation, with long spears and massive shields, fighting at close range. The lighter-equipped Persian soldiers simply couldn't match it. The battle wasn't clean or easy. The Persians actually broke through the weakened Athenian center. But then Miltiades' unusual formation revealed its true strength. As the Persian center pushed forward, thinking they'd won, the powerful Greek wings crushed the Persian flanks on both sides, then turned inward and slammed into the exposed Persian center from behind. The Persian army collapsed into chaos, running for the shoreline, fighting desperately to reach their ships. Greek soldiers chased them into the surf itself, seizing vessels in brutal hand-to-hand combat in the water. 7 Persian ships were captured. Most of the fleet barely escaped. When it was over, the numbers were staggering. Herodotus recorded that only 192 Athenians had died. The Persians, roughly 6,400, a death toll so lopsided it stunned the ancient world. But the Athenians didn't get to celebrate, not yet. They realized the surviving Persian fleet could simply sail around the coastline and attack an undefended, empty Athens. So exhausted men who had just fought and won a desperate battle for their lives immediately turned around and marched at speed all the way back to the city to defend it. When the Persian ships finally arrived offshore, they saw the same Greek army standing there, waiting, and they turned around and sailed home, The Spartans finally showed up, 2,000 strong, marching in right after the fighting had already ended. They walked the battlefield, looked at the Persian dead, and reportedly told the Athenians, "Well done. Marathon didn't end the Persian threat forever." 10 years later, Persia came back under a new king, Xerxes, with an even larger invasion, the one that would produce Thermopylae, Salamis, and Plataea. But that first Persian Empire, the one everyone believed was unstoppable, had just been beaten by a city nobody expected to survive. Before that day, Persia looked invincible. After it, the Greeks knew the truth. They could be beaten.